Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers. Is everyone ready to discuss the coin of destiny?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Coin of disappointment. Wah,
Yeah,
wah,
yeah.
wah,
If you
wah,
guys
wah.
If you guys watch this video, I was curious to see how long you were going to hold out that last wow. If you guys watch this, we are big Cookout fans, but we are
Yeah.
also on team drama and we are also on team excitement. Like, give us something to dive into and sink our teeth into.
Yeah, because we've got Tiffany as HOH and things are going really well for her, which, I'm not that mad at. Like, yeah, I love drama, but I
Yeah.
also really like Tiffany, and I think she's just a phenomenal player. So I want to see things go for her the way that she wants them to go.
And this whole situation with the coin of destiny, I think it is just so indicative of how she's thought through every move. Because I know a lot of people were really mad at her at that last eviction where she decided to vote to evict Derek X. But I think that helped reassure Claire. It made sure that they were still tight because Claire won the coin of destiny, and with that she could have changed everything. She's anonymous, but she had the power to do basically whatever she wanted with those nominations.
Yeah, people may have been mad at Tiffany, but it was the right thing to do because now her and Claire have, built that stronger bond, and that she has gotten Claire to a point where Claire did nothing.
Claire, I'm so frustrated with some of these people. I mean, I know a lot of it is just that, the Cookout has done such a good job of making it appear like that they're not all together. They, very rarely or ever in the same room all together. It's just like they've done so many smart little things, so Claire doesn't know better, but it is just like, face melting on the outside that Claire has this ability. She could go up there, she could nominate just full Cookout all the time. No one would never even know for sure that it's her, but she goes ahead and then she just keeps Tiffany's nominations the same. It doesn't really change all that much at all.
Yeah, it's an anonymous power, but she told Tiffany about it. And now Tiffany is telling some people that she won it herself.
Yeah.
Which is, a good way to sort of protect Claire for now.
All of this is just like, Tiffany, man, you're so good at snowing over people. You're so good at just finding a way to get what you want. And all of this, it just feels like production. They put all these twists in there every single time thinking, this will be the way to shake up the game. This will be the way to make sure that there's no way for an alliance to dominate. And it's just like every time it just blows up in their face.
No, this is a really smart move for Tiffany because if she does want to keep Claire for a little bit longer, if she's able to, if Claire wins, Tiffany is safe. There's not that many people on the other side of the house, and by Tiffany sort of telling some people that she won it herself and keeping things the same, like if it comes out that Claire won it and she kept things the same, then now here's the new duo that needs to be split up, and she'll lose Claire.
Yeah, and in the end, she knows the end goal, and she'll be fine with that when the dust settles. Whenever Claire eventually goes, it's just if I was Claire, I would have. I don't know, it's a risk, but you could have put up Derek F instead of Sarah Beth and ultimately put yourself in a position where you could have gone to Tiffany and been like, listen, I'm not putting you up. I'm not putting anybody else up. We'll just get rid of one of the guys. It's like, Claire, I want to be able to telepathically tell you something to help your own game, but you are not helping yourself.
Okay, but to be fair, she doesn't know about the Cookout, and she is really close with Tiffany. So, I mean, this move makes sense for someone who's in the game that doesn't have all the information. She thinks that she's sort of her only real ally. She's not going to go up and screw over her ally. I see why she did it. Of course, it's frustrating for people out here that are, Claire fans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in the game, this makes sense for Claire because she is aligned with Tiffany, and that's what she thinks is happening.
So we'll give a little bit of clarification about this coin because I feel like a lot of the stipulations on it are a little bit confusing. But Tiffany apparently is eligible to play an HOH again next week because she really didn't get to have an HOH reign this time. And Claire supposedly can play, but she said that she may have to throw it, and it sounds like she's probably going to get more information on it at some point, because this is really confusing to me. Because what if this is just a situation like this is one of those like Q&A competitions, and let's just say everybody else just sucks at this competition, and like Claire was planning to throw it maybe a question or two later. Like, what if Claire accidentally wins it? Like, I don't understand how this all works.
Like, if she has to throw it, just make it that you can't play. Like, just make it that you can't play. This does make it just a little more. There is the possibility that, like you said, something can kind of go wrong.
Yeah, I just think she should be able to play. Like, if the idea is that you're supposed to be anonymous and nobody's can know who you are, like, you should just be able to go and do it, and it's a reward for winning the power. If you're going to have all of these ridiculous twists in the game, you might as well go for it.
Yeah.
But because, the quote-unquote Coin of Destiny, HOH or whatever, is anonymous, nobody really is in the HOH room, and neither Claire nor Tiffany was automatically thrown to the veto, because if Claire was, then everyone would know for sure it was Claire.
Yeah.
So the veto players then, of course, become Claire ends up getting to play in the veto anyway. And then you have Hannah, and then you have Alyssa, and then, of course, the nominees, Xavier, Sarah Beth, and Kyland.
And so who won the veto? It's Hannah.
Good for you. You won a competition. You can feel really, really good about that. She has an opportunity to send Sarah Beth now out the door.
Yep.
Of course, for a lot of us on the outside, there's not really any drama here at all anymore.
No, I mean, everyone but Kylan wants her out. So, I mean, she's done.
I would have been really curious to know what happened if Sarah Beth had won that veto. Like, I'm sure Claire probably would have been talked into nominating Alyssa and going down that road or whatever. Yeah. But at least we could have had a day or two of content, like a day or two of, like, seeing her really, really talk it over.
I mean, Sarah Beth, Alyssa, it was going to be one of the two of them. I mean, This week was kind of destined to be dry.
Yeah, it was just, this was the way it was probably, because even if Alyssa had won this veto, and I thought about this, because it's like, what if Alyssa wins the veto, and Alyssa's like, Sarah Beth, I want to save you, which I don't know why would happen. She'd save Xavier, but that's just sort of where we are with all of this.
Yeah.
And speaking of Xavier, it sounds as though Hannah wants to save Xavier with the veto, which everybody clearly loves Xavier. Like,
I know.
I think the best final two, to me, if we want like a really awesome ending of this season, Xavier and Tiffany as the final two, because I honestly do not know who would win.
I agree, but I don't think either one of them is going to take the other person. We never get to really see an end where it's like the two best players are at the end. It's rare.
Yeah, and this is an interesting decision to save Xavier at the same time, because I think Tiffany's a little bit wary about it just because of the idea that it exposes the alliance a little bit more. I mean, I guess Hannah could just sort of be like, well, Xavier, you're only on the block because of that veto from way back when, so I don't want to punish you anymore. You can come off the block, and maybe you can sell it that way, but still, it's a risk.
It's a risk, but it's a pretty soft risk. I mean, Tiffany didn't put him on the block. He got stuck on the block because of that other veto. I don't think anyone's going to really be that mad at it. He's not the target. I mean, it's a very straightforward week.
Xavier has done his little best to push a little bit to have the veto used on him. I think even Xavier, strong, tough, socially incredible Xavier is a little bit afraid, I think, of sitting up there on eviction night just in case everyone comes to their senses and realizes that, Xavier is easily the biggest threat of these three people, and it's not even close.
Absolutely. It is a time that you could take out a big threat. There are big threats sitting on the block. It is not Sarah Beth, but this is the way that it's going. The biggest thing about Sarah Beth is that she is not part of the alliance.
Yeah.
and she's very close to Kyland. And I mean, while the cookout can be like, okay, Kyland is going to be able to rein Sarah Beth in and deal with stuff, she still, if she wins another HOH, has the choice to not listen.
We have one other interesting stipulation, and by interesting, I mean mostly interesting just to me, in that there is a movie reward that has apparently come along with this.
Mm-hmm.
It is apparently going to take Kylan and Sarah Beth to this, which I guess is a nice consolation prize for them being split up. But here's the question I always wonder with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What if the movie sucks? And what I mean by this is, they always put people in the confessionals, because I'm sure this is a product placement thing.
100%.
They always have to talk up the movie, and it just brings me back to, there was a season of Survivor, I think it was Survivor South Pacific, where they had like this Adam Sandler movie that they were forcing them. I think it was Adam, it's them Jack Black, but Jack and Jill. They brought in these people, and Sophie watched this movie, and you could tell that she wanted nothing good to say about this movie in the confessional, and it was the funniest thing of that entire season of the show. I want that.
Speaking of Survivor's going to be coming up soon.
Yeah,
in September.
I don't know why there isn't any cast reveal news or anything out there about it yet.
Well, we're going to be covering that here at the channel as well. So if you are also Survivor fans, just know that we are also going to be covering that here.
All right, well, we'll tie this video up, but of course, from you guys, what do you want to see happen the rest of the week? Is there anything that can happen over these next 24 hours to make it a little more dramatic?
Also, if you want to see the big donut reveal, head over to Instagram, Matt and Jess TV. Matt got his donut. You guys voted on it. He ate it. It's there.
It was delicious. I will say that.
Along with a picture of Matt. I know we don't typically post a lot of pictures of ourselves on Instagram, but there is actually a picture of Matt over there, so follow us over there.
Well, thank you guys for watching. If you voted for the other donut, rest assured that may be coming soon enough. We'll see you guys here next time.